Hi, Zizaran here with another video, and this is a strength stacker. This is Dual Strike of Ambidexterity, a strength stacker using Replica Alberon's Warpath, which gives loads of chaos damage, quite a lot of damage, quite a lot of tank. It is a very juicy mapper, not really ready for bossing yet on hardcore. Now, builds like these have a very high floor, they cost a lot of divines to get into, but this is a build you can really throw a lot of currency into and scale a lot. So go over the build and what I'm doing with it and see if you're interested in playing it too. So again, strength stackers have a lot of currency in them. The way they work is it's all built up around Replica Alberon's Warpath that I'm using Paradoxica. And this is sort of like the mid-range strength stacker. I know a lot of people are doing Zenith where you have an insane weapon. I have nearly 2,000 strength and I can improve that quite a lot already. Even just divining my boots would get me more. I did just look at like a lot of like people in the top 20. It kind of avoided the top 10 because they have lots of like synth implicit gear and stuff. I also took a lot of inspiration from Alkaiser's old dual striker. The Eternal Damnation Amulet has been nerfed a lot since then, so I can't do that same setup, but I actually do want to do a similar setup where Alkaiser has a rare helmet and like armor innovation on all these three, so he actually gets suppression capped as well, and the skill tree goes over here instead. And obviously you don't need Iron Will because you don't have a way of converting spell damage. We have power and endurance. We do have frenzy for mapping. So let's look at that because that is mostly what I'm doing with the build right now. I'm not killing many bosses. If I want a lot of damage and I'm not doing ritual, I would use this because for ritual, I feel like it's sort of suicide to not have a Rose Thorn Flask. But as you can see, this gives me a lot as well. So I would use that for bosses. So that sort of makes up for the frenzy charges. In fact, it's slightly more. Not too big a difference between mapping and bossing at least. I don't have a good way to get onslaught, but we do have 40 rage all the time very easily when we're in combat. Now, I do have wither stacks, but I have 5 attack rate. So while I do get 2, or like they last for 2 seconds, I don't want to like estimate with 10. I think that's kind of unrealistic. I think it's more like 6, let's say. All right, I had to fix my POB. For some reason, whenever I import, the cluster doesn't import anymore, and the lethal pride wasn't calculating what it does. But yeah, so with everything on and 6 wither stacks, then I have 25 million damage. So this has been really, really high damage for me on hardcore. I very rarely have this much direct damage. I play a lot of dot builds like EA and stuff, and it feels so nice. And this is, yeah, very, very tanky, very high damage. Absolutely, like, crushing the content. So, and obviously this is against a boss too, so I'm mostly using it for maps right now. So all the, like, trash is just dying. Like, Delirium, doesn't matter. So nice. Very much enjoying that. I just realized Berserk is padding the path of building damage. So let's turn that off. So it's still significant damage. I'll go over the skill tree and the gear and what I'm doing and stuff. Part of the reason why the build's expensive, like you really, really want a Light of Meaning and a Natural Instinct. You don't have a good way to Chaos Res cap. You'd basically be giving up a lot of your ring power, which is a lot of, well, it's hard to see, but I think between both of them it's 300 strength or something. So you give up a lot of your power of equipment by needing like Chaos Res on your rings. It's quite a rough build to start on a low budget, basically. But yeah, Light of Meaning with Chaos Res, it's basically all the small nodes inside will be giving Chaos Res. And if I needed more, I could take life nodes here for an additional 16 Chaos Res. The Unnatural here as well makes that these regen nodes also give Chaos Res. So it's pretty crazy. Like you can see, it's giving me a crazy amount. Jewels, I currently have things like this. I'm struggling a little bit on stats. You can fix this by having strength and int, strength and dex, or strength and accuracy as well, because I have accuracy problem as well. Mana issues I fixed with skills cost life instead of mana. So I have 2 of those, and you do want minus mana cost. I have minus 14, minus 21 would be even better, of course. And then the other jewels are things like Balance of Terror. This could improve my damage too if I fit an Enfeeble somewhere. And we could technically use Enfeeble instead of Berserk to get the crit multi and then have Rage up anyway without like bursting with it. I'll go over my gear next. This is not super expensive gear. It's sort of like mid-range. There is a lot of upgrades I can do still. So I'm using a Paradoxica, a really nice synergy with doubling the damage. Obviously, we don't scale anything else than Chaos. The gloves, I do want to replace these with armor evasion suppression gloves eventually. These are very, very placeholder. But yeah, so very easy to upgrade. My belt's sort of like, at least I have a good base, but I haven't really done much with the belt yet. I need to divine my Alberons. This was very good. I basically recombinated. I bought the base for 10C for just a double corrupted bricked ring. It was just like, there wasn't really any good stats on this. Iron Fortress temporarily until I get a really good rare chest. Crown of Ice temporarily. Now, I will be losing 10 million damage, so half my damage will go away when I replace these, if not more. But I will get a lot tankier. I'll be able to tank Ubers, because I'll have suppression and lots of damage reduction. This ring as well, kind of temporarily. It fixes a lot of my accuracy issue, and I have a not super high level precision, level 15, so I still have like 7k life. This one's okay, except for the base. You can get 18% strength, I think, on Amulet, or at least 15. So I do want to get a new one, but there's not really any for sale. My offhand is garbage. I just bought a crit multi claw, but yeah, Terror Claw is not the best. Jewel wise, obviously I have the Light of Meaning, Unnatural Instinct. I have this jewel, Balance of Terror. This one I ended up spending 7 divines on, sadly. I really, really wanted the reduced curse effect. Just, it's so nice in maps on hardcore. And then you have on Flask as well. So 80% reduced curse effect. You don't really notice curses. And I needed mana gain on hit. And then obviously the dual wield fusion. It took me so many divines to get to mana on hit. And there were no other good mana on hit jewels. So that said, my Lethal Pride, I would basically open up PoE trade, search for Lethal Pride, and then I would just copy paste each and every one that was online and available for sale and check it in the spot here. And this one has, so this was 1 divine, by the way, 5% strength, 15 crit multi, 20 melee damage, 15 crit multi, 20 melee damage, 30 melee crit chance, 5% strength, and 20 strength. So it does not get much better than that. There are a few other cool mods that I could have taken, like Fizz is taken as fire is really strong on hardcore, but I really liked getting all that strength. That's like super nice for me. Very, very pleased with that, especially for 1 divine. Like, we don't really price around the best, obviously, because it's hard to, as a seller, you don't want to check every spot. But that's sort of what I'm doing at the moment, having a lot of fun with it. And show you what I'm farming as well. I'm using this to farm Ritual. That's why I have a Quartz Flask, so I don't get stuck and like bombed by the insane volatiles that do nuts damage. But yeah, farming Ritual for King of the Mist. And the theory or the idea is basically stack deferring favors being 20% reduced tribute. So I have 5 of these. And then I have, this cost me 15 or 20 divines to make with recombinators. So Ritual Altars have 2 additional rerolls, and they have 4 favors. 2 additional rerolls here too. And I'll hover over everything and you can pause. Just to give you a quick idea of what I'm doing. I also needed, sadly, the rerolling favors has reduced tribute. So what that does is that it costs like 700 or something for me to like do the additional rerolls, because I'm getting 2 free rerolls from these. No, sorry, 4 free rerolls for these, but I have 8 or something rerolls. So the last 2 actually cost, and I want to make sure I have enough tribute to get all my rerolls, because every reroll can have amazing stuff in it. And especially whenever I find the King in the Mist, when I find 1 altar, like when I get 1, I get 8 audience with the King, because every reroll has an audience with the King. Now, a big problem with Ritual and why I traditionally don't like it is that you can click reroll and have no tribute to buy anything. That is never a problem with this strategy, because everything is free to defer. So I have 100% reduced defer cost. I'm just looking for synthesized items, kings, good corpses, etc. Yeah, that's a lot of fun. Really enjoying it. Either way, just wanted to make a quick video on what I'm up to right now, and then if I do some big changes and I go for the suppression and manage to get like really crazy gear, I'll probably make a new update. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you guys are enjoying the event. Sub if you liked the video, but more importantly, try to die less than I do.